We stayed at this very nice hotel in downtown Nairobi. No pictures allowed, so I found this one on the internet. But entering the hotel had the same security as entering an airport. Understandable. The next morning, we headed off in two of these very nice, comfortable safari vehicles headed for Sweetwater's tented camp. Just outside of Nairobi, we saw this interesting temple. It's a sect of Hinduism that has over 20 million followers worldwide in 2007. I found that their temples all over the world look very similar to this one. Here's a typical shopping area with lots of new housing construction behind it. These are typical stalls for selling items along the street, but there's none on this rainy day. There is some public transportation, but due to insufficient infrastructure and a general disregard for traffic rules, the situation can get quite chaotic. Public transportation includes shared minibus taxis, buses, and trains. About 10% of the Kenyan population is Muslim. This school is named for Jomo Kenyatta, who governed Kenya as prime minister and then its first president from 1964 to his death in 1978. He played a significant role in transforming Kenya from a British colony to an independent republic. Here's another shopping area with modern apartments behind. Out in the country, here's the shopping. And here's some more. And these motorcycles are not just to drive around, those are taxis. Sign above the building on the right says Hotel and Butchery. It's a pit stop and a huge shopping opportunity inside, located right on the equator. At this stop, there was a gentleman waiting to explain to tourists how water swirls differently in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere.
Which cuts the water into hemispheres, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. So we need a bit of 20 meters either side, whereby the water drains and spins clockwise when you are in north, counterclockwise when you are in south. Then when you come exactly on the line, the water will just drain straight. The closer to the equator, the slower. So let's move back. Those are there or not. This time round, turning opposite direction. Counterclockwise, yeah. The water is spinning between North Pole and South Pole. This is anti-clockwise.
After traveling about 4 hours and 130 miles north of Nairobi, we arrived at Sweetwaters, located inside a 90,000-acre not-for-profit wildlife conservancy. The conservancy works to conserve wildlife and to generate income through wildlife tourism and complementary enterprises for reinvestment in conservation and community development. We stayed in these tents that have thatched roofs over them, no air conditioning and no heat, and since it got quite cold at night, they did put water bottles in the bed. How nice. The dining room overlooks a watering hole that brings the animals right into the center of the camp, but there is an electric fence and a ditch for our protection. And here at the watering hole is a rare black rhino. And they are rare, but they've got a whole bunch of them here. And he's going for a drink, I'm sure. Over here's some impalas. I think these are plains zebras, which are the most common and geographically widespread species of zebras. They range from the south of Ethiopia through East Africa to as far south as Botswana and eastern South Africa. The plains zebra are common in game reserves, but are threatened by human activities such as hunting for its meat and hide and competition with livestock and encroachment by farming on much of its habitat. As of 2016, the plain zebra is classified as near threatened by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Possibly these are the same rhinos we saw at the lodge. In Cape Buffalo, this guy has lifted his head up, now he's back down eating. These are Thompson's gazelles.
Except that big one. Oh, good.
This is a red, gray-crowned crane.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wish I'd known he was going to do that.
Never been this close to Cape Buffalo. Look at that guy looking right at us.
If I wasn't in the Jeep, I wouldn't want to be this close.
Yeah,
No.
going that way.
Yeah, he's shy. Here's a picture of the road we're riding on. Little rough. Cattle originally came from Uganda, but look at the horns on those guys. In Collie, cattle are found mainly in eastern Africa, first brought here from Uganda between the 13th and 15th centuries. The cows yield little milk, but it is an important ritual with some tribes. But bloodletting is common. Few tribes use the animals for work and none for meat. They're prized as status symbols for ceremonial functions. Evidently, their meat is quite tasty. There are about 1,200 Ankole Watusi cattle in the U.S. today. Among their assets are their high adaptability to harsh environments, high butterfat milk, and lean beef. We have a lion sighting.
He may have gotten it over the radio. Those other trucks were.
Come on up there.
Just strolling along.
I see it, I got it.
Okay.
Just closer.
She just decided to sit down and look it up.
On the other side of the road, at the exact same place, we have another rhino sighting.